Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Greta if you're new here. And yes, I have more. I just did a video on all the new releases I hauled, and I have more that are not new releases necessarily. I think one or two might be new, but I have more. And one I am over the moon about and have not been this excited since I discovered Raja Nua. Like, it's better. It's better. I can't wait to tell you. Let's get into it. Let's dive in. Let me do this first. I finally got the last EBK that I didn't have. I struggled with Alexandrite and Patchouli because I now know the sample I had was bad, like vile bad. It was completely miscolored, smelled vile. I was like, why are these people talking about this like it's so amazing? It's not really what my sample smells like. And I have one from a discovery kit. Like, I think I was the first or second person on YouTube to discover them. So I've had that sample for a long time, and ever since I got it, it's been like that. But now it's totally different, beautiful, vibrant, light green, and now I get it. I do get it. So this to me is more delicate, more vibrant, more sunny afternoon kind of feel to it. Definitely like a green patchouli, but one that I could handle. Now the inspiration on this is a man in New York City that made a tremendous amount of money in the stock market. It's meant to exude that smell of a well-dressed man with a leather attaché case, and I definitely get the leather in here. I definitely do. Now, when I wore this, it was a very fresh, vibrant patchouli. Like, this is not a dark fragrance, but the leather does come through. It keeps an airiness to it, but you definitely get that leather. It teeters masculine to me, for me. I know so many women are in love with this. There is a clean linen note in here that gives it that beautiful, crisp airiness to it. Definitely a little bit of greenness, a good amount of leather, not like a leather prominent fragrance, like I'd call it a leather fragrance, but there's definitely leather that presents itself in the mid and base. Let's take a look at the notes. I noticed EBK is finally on Fragrantica and Sniff too. So let's see, the notes here are leather, Siberian musk, patchouli, mimosa, linen, cotton, lime, bergamot, orris, ambroxan, and galbanum. Now for me, it's really about the patchouli and the leather. I get a lot of people saying that they get this like powdery muskiness as the prominent part, but on my skin, that was not what I got. It was really more about this fresh, clean green patchouli. I can't quite figure out time, place to wear this one because there's something put together about it. There's something, yes, business-like about it. I get it. It's buttoned up. It's clean. It's prim. There is something professional feeling, yet this like easy breezy fashion sense at the same time about this, and that you're wearing something unique. There is something airy about it that I really like. I do. It's one of those that like sneaks up and like gains your heart as you wear it. The more you wear it, the more you see, the more you like this one. And their longevity and sillage are amazing for this house. I do think they do exquisite quality at this house. So, okay, and then I got from LuxSB, I got a full bottle. Now, you know I wanted Blue Heart. That one was out of stock. So I picked another one. This one's not even new. I think it's like 2016, 2018. Patiala. And I was like thunderstruck. I like this. It opens very like citrus sweet, like House of Sillage Whispers of Truth. The way it's citrus mixed with this kind of cotton candy, caramelized cotton candy kind of note. To me, I get that in the opening with the smooth citrus. So the opening to me is a lot like Whispers of Truth, but then it changes quickly. It opens up and it gets this airy feel, and then it has like the florals that come through. It's so beautiful, really beautiful. Now the really deep dry down gets a little bit more musky, earthy, kind of mossy like. Yeah, like earthy, mossy kind of feel, kind of cool. But it's so funny because it opens a little bit more on the feminine side and then dries, deep dry down, almost more masculine. But wow, this one's great for everyone. I'm in love. What's in here? Aldehyde citruses, okay. Rose, orange blossom, yes, in the mid, like after 5 minutes, I get these florals that come through, and then the rose comes through more prominent, like this pink rose in an amber oak moss musk base, so that makes sense. Yeah, I really like this one a lot. I'm starting to love this house taming, especially because LuxSB has them all now, that I'm able to kind of search through them. If you don't know LuxSB, it is the new subscription box that I use, that kind of all in with them. I just found them to be the best, with the best variety of niche. Also, they do have designer. They also have celebrity, if that's your jam. But you know, I like niche and I like trying them. And then if you like it, they also sell the full bottle, which is how I got the full bottle of the Taming. But I've been loving trying more of the Taming fragrances from them. And I love that I get the 9 mLs, which is more than usual. Usually it's like 7 or 8, and they're 9, which is kind of awesome. And they print on the glass vial. If you're like me, your case, like I can't store them with the case. I always take the cases off because I put them in a lipstick case and they don't fit if I keep the case on, so I take them off, and this way I do have the label printed on there. And then if I want to use a case, I can use a case, but I don't always use these cases. Sometimes I do. It's definitely better for you if it's in your purse or somewhere that you're worried about protecting it from breaking. I know it's on me, it's the risk I take, but I can fit more without this. I can fit more in my bag. So, and plus storing it, and then I can see quickly what it is. When they print it on the bottom, like royalty scents, sure, it's on here, but it's one tinier print than a lipstick case, where it's like I need my phone and to like zoom in to see it. I certainly can't see it from a distance. And then if I take it out of the case, there's literally no name on it, which drives me nuts with royalty scents. Drives me nuts. So I've just moved over to LuxSB. So I have been having fun. Also, Ormonde Jayne is another house that they have a lot of, so I've been able to try more of them with a substantial amount. You know, I love my Lucky Scent to like get my little free dabbers, but let's be honest, they're dabbers and I don't get to truly like feel the fragrance, where I can truly wear it and spray it down, baby. Spray it down with this. Okay, Ramon Monegal, Faïsa. This is a Spanish company. Let's see. This is from 2020. Yeah, I get the opening is this like big puff of so much going on that I cannot figure it out. All I can figure out is like complex, spicy, and whoa, my head is spinning. Like, what am I smelling? It simmers down a little bit, and I definitely get saffron coming through, a nice dry spice. It's like a more fresh dry spice in this one. I think it's because there's some fruits freshening it up, probably like lemon. I do get other spices in here, but it's not heavy. It's not a heavy, spicy fragrance. It's almost like a light spicy, almost like spices for the heat. You know, like spice can actually cool you off. That's kind of what I get with this. Like, it's one of these dry spices, dry, clean spices that I can wear in the heat. I really like this one. It's changing so much. Okay. And getting a little bit of fruit in here. There's like florals in here. There's creaminess in here. Like, this is, wow. I need to like wear this. This has my head spinning. It's really good. This is complex. Wow. Ramon, yeah, he always has these complex fragrances. What's the other one? Flamenco. Flamenco was another one that I just found so complex and hard to like wrap my head around. It just changes and has so much in there. And this one does that too, but it does lean more into like the spiciness kind of thing. But I feel like these spices are more year round. Like the spices will be warming in the winter and they're cooling in the summer, if that makes sense. I know it sounds crazy. But this one's complex. This one I think needs skin. Wow, I like, oops, put it back in here. I like this. This is a win. This is definitely a win. Okay, then I got Ormonde Jayne, which I own Damask, and then I had tried samples of 2 others, but that's all I've ever tried from the Ormonde Jayne house. So I was kind of excited to try some more, and they've gotten a bunch at LuxSB. Wow. Wow. Okay. I get like a sweet, dense rose, like rich, almost like there's oud or something in here with it. Sweet, but the sweetness isn't like your typical jammy rose oud. This is a date sweetness, which to me always has this almost like saccharin kind of sweetness to it. Wow. Okay. And it's a smooth rose. A smooth rose with that rich, like dark sweetness of the date. And you've got the oud in there giving it richness. Oh yes, okay. Now I remember when I wore it. I sprayed this a few days ago on my skin and it's crazy, okay? Like halva is a note in here and I actually got it. Now, if you've never had halva, which is like a Middle Eastern treat, it has like the texture of fudge where it like looks like this block of fudge, but it's really pale and it's made from tahini, which is sesame seeds. So it has like this sesame sweet sugar, the way fudge is all about the fat and sugar, right? This is like a sesame, almost like a sesame fudge, if you can think of it like that. Sweeter. And it literally has the halva in here. Like this is crazy. Like I literally got that. Like imagine cardamom and halva along with that in there. And this is not like a oud rose. There's so many oud roses out there. This is more like this compilation and I happen to be able to detect the oud and I can detect the rose and the dates and the halva. And wow, this is a gorgeous like Middle Eastern gourmand, I think is how I'd probably put it. Like, Middle Eastern treats kind of a thing. This is so good. It gets like, the halva gives it this like almost powdered sugariness to it. This is good. This is actually unisex too. This is not like so sweet gourmand, like this is feminine. I totally find this unisex. Yeah, this is really good. I kind of dig this one too. And that makes sense, like Muscat kind of almond kind of sense. So with this, the saffron, cinnamon, dates, rose, incense, halva in a oud, vanilla, oak moss, cardamom base. So yeah, totally everything I was getting. And the other one I got is, I never heard of this, by Wilgerman Possession. This is from 2020. I never heard of this before, never heard of the house, never heard of the fragrance. I love new discoveries. This is fruity floral, a little heavier on the floral. Very fresh, a fresh floral with a little bit of like juicy fruits, maybe pear or something because it's juicy. Not like your sweet syrupy pear, more of like a watery, juicy kind of pear. This is really good. Let's see what's in here. Pear blossom, cyclamen, pineapple, amaryllis flower, Turkish rose, orange blossom in a musk. Akigala wood. That is a really popular note these days. And amber. Akigala wood is a synthetic. It's really popular because it's more affordable and it's like a patchouli agarwood kind of note. So it's kind of like a cleaner oud patchouli and it is a synthetic, which is why you're seeing it in more affordable kind of fragrances. I wouldn't be surprised if this fragrance was more affordable. Musk amber, yeah, like clean wood, fruity floral, not a heavily fruity, like a sweet floral, I guess is the way to say it, where it's like the natural sweetness from the florals and that hint of the fruits, but very like juicy, watery fruits. I like this one. And then it dried down to like a clean, woody kind of fragrance with the florals. This was another hit. Like, I never heard of this house before. This is actually a really good discovery. This one I really liked. And it's also really easy to wear in the spring and summer, especially daytime to me. This is a little more daytime scent. Daytime, also great in the heat. This is great work because it's like very inoffensive kind of fragrance, but pretty and interesting enough that they'd be inquiring. Yeah, I like this one. Another hit. Ben, the Stunner. Like, this just blew me away. Blew me away. And I've been holding on to it. Like, I need to make sure I do this one justice because this is just like insane. Now, this house, I did discover like a year and a half ago, I want to say. I got this discovery set of their older collection of the 3. There's one that clearly was the winner to me, Premier More. Now, this collection you can't get right now. I think she's going to restock it in a couple months or so. But she has a new collection. This is actually from 2022, but I didn't actually know about it until more recently. And wow. Okay, can I just say wow? For starters, it comes, this is like the best packaging I've seen. Like, no expense spared here. This gorgeous white, like, I guess felt kind of bag, like really soft, good quality. And the printing on here is a really good quality too. It's a nice flat, like this isn't gonna peel off or anything like that. And then check this out. It's in these white lacquer boxes with felt on the bottom and a gorgeous whisper, quiet, smooth hinge. Now, I know Raja's Pierre de Valet comes in a lacquer box with a hinge, but I have to tell you, it's very rattly. Like, there's lots of rattles going on when you open it, and it doesn't feel expensive at all, I gotta tell you. And the bags that he puts it in is just a very cheap kind of felt that looks like it's not meant to hang on to. This is like stunning, stunning, stunning. Benigna Parfums. It comes with the cloth, the certificate, Benigna written here, like everything. Like, I have an eye for detail and I looked at every single detail here. This is like, I couldn't find a flaw. Even the box, like, you know, they have these satin beds. Well, sometimes the satin bed feels cheap, like the fabric feels cheap, or there's like just a plastic shell underneath it. This has, like, you can feel there's a shaped foam bed underneath here. Like, everything just feels so luxe. Like, I love it. If I'm scaring you right now, let me just tell you, the price is, I think, $3.95. So probably better than a lot of the other luxury fragrances that I've featured. So the pricing I was really happy about. Okay, so, oops. And then the crown. The crown is 24 karat gold, and look at this detail with Swarovski crystals. You've got emerald and ruby there. I think this is 7 stones here, which is also the amount of fragrances in the collection. It says Benigna here. I've noticed that every single thing has so much thought put into it. Nothing here is by chance. It's all intentional. And the glass is very heavy and clear. You're not worried about looking behind and seeing glue on a label. She has a gorgeous clean emblem on here, printed on there. No labels, like even the glass is shaped almost like a stone. I know that this crown was emulated after an actual crown. It's so stunning, the whole thing. The sprayer, you know what I like is like a nice, long, smooth spray that while I'm pressing, I'm getting a constant fine mist. You want a fine mist, not large drops. You want it to spread out, that it gets all over you. You don't want like a squirt or a fire hose. And you don't want it that it's like you press and all you get is this one squirt. You want it to be a continuous mist that as you spray, you continue to get fragrance. Now this one that I chose is Greatness. Greatness to me reminds me a little bit of Raja Tuberos's Parfum. I think Parfum. This is actually discontinued, I think. because it's this true tuberose. It is a tuberose lover's dream. If you're into tuberose, it's a very clean kind of tuberose, extremely well blended. Like you can tell the quality of the materials in this fragrance. So I'm going to compare it to Raja because he's the only other person I know that can blend this well and uses this high quality ingredients. Although I'll tell you, their packaging blows Raja away. I hate to say it, you know, I love my Raja, but I think Benigna's better, which I thought I would never say something like that. I'm like mind blown, I have to be honest. This is definitely a tuberose. This is sweeter than Raja's, which I like, because Raja's I found to be a little kind of like a dry tuberose. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This has gotten better. I decided that I need to do a fully dedicated video on this house because I also so graciously got the Discovery Kit, which after I fell in love with this house was like, okay, I need to know more. I need to know them all. The most stunning kit. And this Discovery of 15 mLs is exact mini replicas, which just blows my mind that you get all the same detail. Like, look at this. It's a smaller cap, so they wouldn't fit each other, but like you get the full replica here. It is 75 ml is $3.95, 15 ml is $85, or you can get all of them for $5.95. So that's what you pay, and you don't get penalized. Like the 15 ml, I found like it was still the same price per ml, which is phenomenal. Like I just felt like the value was so good here. I'm gonna quickly go through them, but I'm gonna do a dedicated video because there's so much here that I need to really like spend some time on it. But I wanted to tell you about it, but I'm blown away. I'm like seriously blown away, and I'll tell you my personal favorites too, even though I really like them all. They're all different facets, kind of. I mean, it's the Royal Essence collection. It's meant to have a regal, opulent kind of feel to it. However, still really universal and fully unisex for all of them. And you know, I'll tell you if I don't think so. But I'll tell you quickly, and I wrote notes here. The first one, as I told you, Greatness is a very tuberose forward fragrance. It's for your tuberose lovers. It's truly a tuberose fragrance. It is more elegant, refined, opulent, but it's very tuberose prominent. You have to like tuberose if you love it. It's not bubblegummy. It's more like a true, clean, elegant tuberose. I tell you, one of my favorites is Worthiness. And if you look at the juice and the notes, you're gonna get the wrong idea. This one, man, I like this one. It is an oud rose. If you look at the notes, you're going to see cinnamon in these things, and I don't get any cinnamon. I can see people being disappointed because they were mentally preparing for something different. But this one, what did I rate? If you like Raja's ouds, and I hate to like constantly compare to Raja, but again, like he's the only one I know that can blend like this and uses this quality. And it's the same style oud that he uses. I was thinking like the discontinued O and the discontinued Qatar. I was kind of thinking in the realm of that, but I didn't do a head-to-head. This Qatar feels a little smokier, but it's the way the oud is a soft, sweet oud, and there's this like jamminess to the rose that comes through, where you almost think there's a fruit in there, or it's like fruity oud or candy oud. Like there's a certain sweetness in there, even though it's not listed. It's just a very jammy kind of rose. I find it really addictive. I can see someone spraying, you spray it, and the first second you spray it, you're like, okay, it's an oud. Which way are you gonna go? What are we doing here? What kind of oud are you gonna be? And I know everyone is on their toes like that. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be animalic? Are you gonna be like subtle? What are you gonna do? You've already poked your head out. And then it quickly just goes into that softer, sweet, jammy kind of oud, but it's definitely oud prominent, and I just find it so addictive, and you can't help smelling yourself. Like you just keep going back. If you like ouds, like I said, like I know a lot of you are huge Raja lovers like me, and if you're into those, you're gonna love this one. Like love this one, because this was the first one I fell in love with, Worthiness. Okay, enough on that. See, I even talked longer because I love it. Royal Bouquet. I also liked this one. It's probably like third, fourth place. Royal Bouquet. Now I get like a floral bouquet. Like it opens a little sweeter. I definitely get like a sweet, fruity floral, but that sweetness settles down quickly and I'm left with like a true bouquet of flowers. Like I can smell the stems too. It is fresh flowers on the counter with this subtle sweetness that really comes from the florals. So if that's your jam, think about Royal Bouquet. And then Splendid Glamour. This one is for your jasmine lovers. I get a lot of jasmine. It's definitely very pale green. It definitely has like a citrus kind of opening to it. It's like citrus orangey with some jasmine, very thin, translucent. This is not like a thick orangey kind of fragrance. Very thin, translucent, crisp, with a little bit of woodiness in the base. But again, like just, you can tell the materials used are so good. Ancient Wisdom. You would think this one had the like yellow, pale green juice. This one to me is like greens and florals. It's not sweet the way like Bouquet is. Royal Bouquet has like a sweetness to it. This is more like green and florals. There's this green facet to it. Like it's very multifaceted. It's not my personal style, but I really appreciate the quality in this. And actually, since it's been sitting here, I think it's gotten even better actually. It's gotten almost like a little sweeter, less green, where it's really crisp green. Fresh green facet. Florals come through, but the green stem remains. That's what I wrote. Now we're getting into two of my favorites that are harder to explain. Like Extravagant. Extravagant it's also a oud rose, technically also. I definitely get gemmy fruits in here. Now there's blackcurrant bud, which is very different from blackcurrant the fruit. Blackcurrant bud is actually more bitter-like, but there's still something fruity jammy in here. It's opulent also. It definitely is different than Worthiness. Really is like you're relishing in that sweet oud, like, and it's a sweet type of oud, not sweetness with the oud. You're really relishing oud if you're an oud lover. Where this, you're also getting that oud, but there's something very opulent, very extravagant, very like elegant, dressed up and going out, and you need a powerful fragrance to go with that. But this is powerful in the oils, not powerful in like these chemicals being projected out. Like there's something very opulent about it. Wow. It's very complex. This one's hard to describe. Let's see. It's blackcurrant bud, Turkish rose, geranium absolute, jasmine absolute, sambac jasmine, oud, alabanum, cypriol, and healing wood. And I always worry about cypriol because sometimes cypriol can be like not so good to me, but I really don't detect it. But it gives this very elegant, opulent, like I want to get dressed up kind of fragrance. But if I were to say my favorites, it's Worthiness and this one, Supreme Majesty. Yeah, like this. This one is actually a lighter kind of juice, but it just has this opulent, oof, what did I write? This rich orange amber juice, but it's also just gorgeous and voluptuous. And I get like fruity tones blended in to this regal scent that dries down a little fresher. This one I think is the easiest blind buy, if I were to like to say. I think this one, you're hard pressed to not like this one. Really hard pressed, but you do need to like an elegant fragrance. These scream old money. Like they just scream quality old money to me. Like keep it simple, keep it expensive, buy it right the first time kind of mentality. That's this fragrance, like this whole collection. That's how this collection goes. I'm going to do another video on them, but I'm mad in love, like mad in love. So you're going to see me talking about these because this blew my mind, like blew my mind. Like Raj's shelf might have to move over a little bit because I'm digging this. Yeah, Raja lovers are gonna love this house. It's its own DNA, but there's something about the DNA style that is very Raja reminiscent, kind of the way it's opulent and well blended and like really hard to decipher things in there. Like it's just so good. I can't even stop talking about it. But that's them. All of them were definitely worth bringing to your attention because I really like them. Some of them, like Mad in Love. Like Mad in Love, I need to scream this one from the rooftops for sure. And did I just get fingerprints on here? Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one, and let me know which ones are you most interested about, which ones are you intrigued about, which ones you want to hear, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.